My channel. Make sure Welcome to my channel. Make sure you subscribe, like and comment.
Hello, guys. Welcome once again to another review of Married to Medicine. I would say I have been enjoying this season of Married to Medicine, and it's painful that we are getting to the final episode. One thing else I'll also say is that I enjoyed the part one reunion than this part two. This part two felt as if it was a lot of fillers, a lot of unnecessary questions that I was never interested in. I never wanted to know some things that were being said there. So I felt like it was more of a filler reunion. Like I felt like they just wanted to stretch it out for that three parts and had to add all those unnecessary things.
Right. I kind of feel the same way. As you said, it was things that I really was not interested in, you know, and it kind of let me know that Andy must watch some of these podcasts is because the way he was questioning Toya about how she was raising the kids, I was like, oh, he's listening. You know what I'm saying? So
No, I
I,
don't.
I
I don't think he watches the podcast. I think they did it before the reunion was um short. He asked the question. He told people to like
to vote.
uh yeah. He
Oh,
told
okay.
people to I think it was on Twitter. He told people that if you have any questions that you want to ask the cast members, that you
Okay.
should put it out. So he would ask those questions. So I think he just did a shuffling off of the questions
Mm-hmm.
that he felt like the viewers wanted to ask the cast members and started asking them.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm just glad it's some of the things that we talk about that they address.
Yeah. Especially that Soya children aspect. I was happy that that was addressed. And to
Hmm.
even hear that Fuad said that there was a time she was in his house and he went and pulled off her jacket. I was like, no. And it was like I wanted to see. I was like, that's not right. That is wrong. And every one of them were laughing on the stage. And
uh,
I was like, it was never funny. How
yeah.
would a small child like that come to a lady that is that mature, take off her jacket and be like, I want to see. What do you want to see at that age? And they don't see that something is wrong somewhere.
Yeah. Now I can understand breastfed babies, because that's something totally different, you know.
Yeah, no, that's different.
Yeah. But, mm, you know, it sounds kind of weird, but, I'm just trying not to put too much into it.
Yeah. No, I'm also not trying to put too much into it, right? But I'm still like, I know it might be funny because that's his auntie or friend, his mom's friend and everything, but sometimes we need to take some things serious too. You know, you might not know. But anyways, that's for Toya and her family. That's her family. Let her do her family the way she sees fit. It's none of my business.
Right. Well, I I talk to my kids pretty bluntly, and I always have because I would rather for them to hear and know the truth than somebody trying to pull something over on them, especially girls, you know. So
Mhm.
now they're grown women, and I talk as bluntly as I did when they were smaller. And, sometimes they'd be like, oh, mom, you know, but it's just the way that I've raised them, because there's too many blinders already in this world, and
Yes.
I don't want my kids to be blindsided, especially my girls, so yeah, I always spoke to them bluntly.
Yeah.
And people have different ways of raising their kids.
Of course, sure. Normal.
Yeah.
Everybody has a different way on how they handle their kids or how they train their kids. Everybody
Right.
does. At the end of the day, is just prayers that the child end up, being good
Right.
at the end of the day. Yeah. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the some of the things I thought that were important on the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Firstly, let's talk about, we started off with Jackie and Quad, the continuation of the chat they had, where Quad was kind of being like crying and being like, how would you feel like I was the one that did that? And I understand Quad trying to make amends, but at that moment I felt like she owed nobody any effing apology. I felt like no, she owed nobody any effing apology. And the way Jackie stood there, it's the F13 for me, right? It's the
Right.
guts for me that you did something with your own mouth, said something with your own mouth of your own accord. That's the thing, of your own accord, not Quad's accord. Quad did not ask you to do it. Quad did not force you to do it. You did these things of your own accord. Then at the end of the day, right,
Right.
it blew up on your face. Now in your imaginary moment you wanted to blame somebody. You decided to blame one of your friends, and you're being like, I better lose my friend than lose myself. It's not the issue. It's the way she was trying and justifying that she had the reasoning to think that Quad was the reason why Quad was the reason for her downfall. For her to have that thinking that Quad was the reason for her downfall, that is already a downfall for her. Because Quad
Right.
was never the reason for your downfall. Quad never made you say those things. You didn't even say it on Quad's platform. You said it on Dr. Heavenly's platform. So how the hell is Quad the fault, and you're staying there just fine? I'm like, I don't know you that much. That's why I felt you are not justified. And I will say it again, Dr. Jackie was not justified to have any of those feelings of how she felt like Quad must have betrayed her. Isn't the thoughts alone? My own point of view is that for her to even have that thought alone, when after is like, the same thing they're accusing Quad for, that when she wants to apologize, there's always a but in there. And whenever you apologize with a but, um, you're not really apologizing, right? That's not really an apology, because a but in there is like trying to justify whatever thing that is going on. Now, you were saying that you apologize, and you're saying that you never meant it maliciously. But now the Quad part is the but she put in there. And already that makes me feel like the apology she made, everything she said was just it was just this thing. And the way she was like, and they were like glorifying her certificates, had sometimes it's not about the degrees you have. So they,
Mm-hmm.
they always say common sense is not common.
True.
So her talking about the degrees and everything, you were wrong. You were wrong. That's why I always say it. Everything they accuse Quad for, as much as I would say Quad is guilty, every single one of them is guilty of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that there is, people know how to max their own. And people
Right.
know how to cover their own and present this, nice interior that looks. People look at it and be like, "Wow, this is a nice flower," but inside is so bad. The odor is bad, and I think that's what most all these ladies on the cast do. They are very bad apples, but they want to use. They always try to use one person as a scapegoat to cover up all their other mistakes. That's what I feel.
Yeah, I didn't really particularly like the way, Quiet is sitting there. She acted like she was pleading, And Jackie looked like her nose was looked down at her. I mean, I didn't see no empathy. You know what I'm saying? It was like, it was just cold, you know? But then
Mm-hmm.
I also noticed how quick Quad stopped crying. Now, I look, call me retarded if you want to.
But we could put it to editing too. These people were very good at editing.
Okay,
They could
because
have chopped it off and
okay, if it
put
was
it up
chopped
back.
up, then I understand. But what I seen was somebody who went from crying to talking. I My
Yes.
emotions don't let me flow like that. If I'm crying, I'm crying. If I'm
Mm-hmm.
crying, I'm upset. you know. So I don't know how true that was, you know, but what it seemed what they showed that Jackie showed was totally no empathy for somebody who's pleading for your friendship.
Jackie, I think that's how Jackie has always been. But like I say, she always marks it with this niceness.
Mm,
Nobody sees the ugly part of her, so she always marks it. It's like this reunion just made me know that this situation is just purely, I don't know, like I blame every one of them on that this mind to medicine group. I blame every single one of them. Every one of them is guilty of the crime. Every single one of them is guilty of the crime, and they should stop calling out one another. This one, you're the baddest. And there's no baddest. There's no worst. Or if there's an English called worstest, there's none. When you're bad, you're bad. Let's not stop quantifying how bad we are, or how worse you are, or how your situation is. Let's stop that. If it's bad, it's bad.
yeah, that saying, you got to be a friend to know how to be a friend,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Exactly. It's true. Yeah, it works both ways.
But then you also got to realize that everybody is not going to be the same type of friend that you are.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. You took it right from my mouth. Exactly. Exactly. Every single person is different in our own way. I
Right.
am different. You are different.
Mm-hmm.
And the way you see and value friendship might be different from the way I see and value friendship, or the way I view friendship
True.
might be different from the way you view friendship.
Mm-hmm.
That's just it. And I have a certain way of how I view friendship. And I'm sure that if I tell some people of the way I view my friendship, some might find it like, wow, is that what you call a friendship? But to me, that is friendship and I value it. And some other person might tell me how they value friendship, and I'll be like, the values they like in friendship, and I'll be like, wow, that's too much. Everybody has their own. And I feel like, don't try to impose your values on somebody else.
Yeah.
I'm one person that always like preaching that I love everybody, I accept everybody, but one thing I'm not going to accept is if you try to impose your values and everything on me. If
Right.
I like what you like, good. If I come into it and I see that I do like it, good. But if you try to force me into it, no. So if you
Mm-hmm.
come in somewhere and you feel like you don't like how this is, you don't like how this friendship is, you don't like how this person sees friendship, very easy. Like, it's not hard. It's not by force. And of course, people always think that it's only marriage that is about compatibility. Even friendship,
Mm-hmm.
even friendship, there has to be compatibility. Where compatibility comes in friendship is understanding, also understanding. And if you have a friend that does not understand you, there's always going to be issues.
True.
I have friends that maybe if they call me and I miss their call, I don't call them back, and maybe it takes me like one thing I do is that I have this issue and I know it's a problem, and I'm grateful. All my friends know that I have this problem. I don't know how to reply. As in, I find it difficult to reply messages.
Mm,
The worst one is on social media when you talk about Instagram, WhatsApp, and the rest. I find it
mhm,
very hard, except if I'm expecting those messages. Like if you off out of the blue, send me a message. I might not read that message for 1 week.
mm,
I might not even go there for a week or two. Then I go there and be like, wow, this person sent me a message. That's after 1 week. Now, my friends already understand that. They're not going to force me for that. If after 1 week I then reply and be like, oh, wow, I didn't see your message. I'm just saying it now. They understand that that's how I am. But if
right.
it's somebody that doesn't understand me, they will feel like maybe
Hmm.
I'm snubbing them, or I'm feeling too big, or I have pride. That is where compatibility and understanding comes in. It's not only in marriage that you have to have that, you also have to have that in friendship. Because if I had friends that did not understand that, you might send me a message and I might not get it. So what they do is that when they send me a message and they look, an hour has passed, I haven't read the message, I haven't replied back. They call me and be like, babes, I sent you a message on this place. Go and check. Then I quick, oh wow, okay. And I go and check the message and I reply and we have our chat. That
Right.
is what understanding in friendship does. So if you don't have that, it doesn't work. And I feel like that is what I feel like that group, that might messing cast, they don't have. They don't have that understanding when it comes to friendship. Everybody wants to claim the friendship word. My friend, my friend, my friend. But watching them all through the season, even this season, they don't have understanding as friends.
Right. I basically feel the same way, but like I said, everybody doesn't view friendship the same way, you know. Um, and these ladies definitely don't have a true meaning of friendship. No, I don't have any other way to put it besides referencing it to something that just happened the other day. My granddaughter came to me and she was like, "Hey, this little girl said she didn't like me." She said, but then she wanted to play with me. But then she told me she didn't like me. I said, well, if she doesn't like you, don't play with her, you know? And so she goes, but I like her. I said, but don't play with mean girls. If she doesn't like you, she doesn't like you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Me personally, I'm not going to beg to be in a group of women for whatever TV show or whatever. I'm just not gonna do it. Either we're cool and we're associates or we're friends and we're gonna do this or we're not. You know, but I don't know. It just looked like it looked like what's her name? Oh God, I can't even think of her name right now. Dr. G's ex-wife.
What?
Quad. Yeah, it just feels like
Yes.
Quad was grappling for friendship, and it was just like,
Yeah.
wow, why does a person have to do that in order to be accepted? Like,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
how deep is that friendship really if somebody is feeling like, hey, you deliberately didn't reach out, and you created all this chaos, this was your fault, and like, I don't think I would want to be friends with you, especially if you think I can do so much damage that I'm vicious like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even want to be your friend. Because I'm gonna have to keep
Exactly.
looking over my shoulder. And I'm not about to do that. You
Mm-hmm.
only only my real friends could eat at my table.
Mm, exactly. You did notice that it looked like she was begging for a friendship, especially when she went to Simone in the dressing room.
Yeah.
I swear, at that moment, I was like, "What the heck is this?" I know Quad feels. I feel like she feels like yes. I have a friend that this lady's right, and I owe them an apology. But there's some apologies that I feel like you can do without. At that moment, if you asked maybe months back, I would have said yes. Quad decided or needed to apologize to them, but now I beg to differ. I'm not. I don't think they deserve any apology. I don't. Because you can be malicious to me while I'm also malicious to you, and you are the one asking for an apology. Why don't we apologize to each other? Why should I be the one coming to beg you for friendship? Why should I be the one always having to call you? Why should I always be the one? Like it's ridiculous at this moment. And after Simone did that, and she still had to go. No, that was wrong. I feel like probably, maybe they told her to apologize to other ladies because after she left the show, a lot of people were like, the show was kind of done and they wanted her back, and the part one of the reunion was interesting with her more as the focus. So I feel like they are trying to like infuse that she has reconciled with most of the ladies so as to bring her back on the show. I for one would love to see her back on the show because she has an element that she brings. I think I know nothing. I know she'll be better than Phaedra with her facial expressions. She has nothing to offer, and even still at this reunion, still nothing to offer. All those her one-sided comments and facial expressions, I don't need them. So I think if I'm to choose between Quad and Phaedra, I would choose Quad any day and any time.
Most definitely, I agree. I mean, Phaedra isn't meant for this show. She's just not.
Yeah. Have you seen her on the Traitors? That is the Phaedra I know.
Yeah, she's not meant for love and marriage. I mean, marriage and
Medicine.
married to medicine. She's not meant for that show.
She's
Maybe there's
not.
another show they can find for her, but we already have Dr. Heavenly. There can only be one Dr. Heavenly. You know what I'm
Is it
saying?
there? Have one Dr. Heavenly. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
You know, we don't need Shady Phaedra there too.
Yeah. And now, then let's talk about Sweet Tea and Quad.
Oh, wow.
That was oh my god. That was so funny to me. Because the energy Quad had. Why oh there wasn't like everybody said why is the scapegoat. So if I want to pour my annoyance, I'm gonna pour it on her. Since I can't pour it on any other person. You know. That's how I felt. Because as much as I felt she was not supposed to come at that at Quad. Every single thing Quad said, all those ladies too have said it. All of them have all said she doesn't fit in the group. Jackie said it on the show. Dr. Simon said it on the show. Toya said it on the show. Heavenly has said it on the show of the show. Why didn't she come for them? Why only Quad? And she said, you see the way she backtracked. She was like, as much as like, you are always talking about me on social media. You always talking about. She now said, no, I never talk about you. She now said, yeah, you're talking about Dr. Damon. I said, yes, I can talk about my ex, but I can't talk about you. Now I feel like, and I don't know whether I've said it before, but I felt like when they casted Sweetie for this season of Married to Medicine, I felt like they had an agenda.
Right.
And I felt like the agenda they had was that they wanted her to come and clash with Quad. And they wanted her to have Quad to, Quad to have this epic fight over Dr. G. And
Mm-hmm.
now I think maybe Quad noticed it and Quad came with a different energy than they expected. And you
Right.
cannot be coming for somebody with that kind of energy Quad was coming. She tried not to go at Sweetie. She was loving, to Sweetie, respectful to Sweetie. And of course, you can't be shouting when somebody's like that to you. You look like someone that is going mental again. So I felt like that was and what made me say this, I know in my own opinion, I'm not saying that this is true. In my own opinion, I remember there was an Instagram live that Sweetie did, and she was like, she also said it here that Dr. Ebony invited her, was the one that scouted her for the show, right? You
Mm-hmm.
know, and I think in that Instagram live, I think I also have it on my channel here.
Mm-hmm.
She said that they wanted her to come there and have to go at it with Quad.
Oh, wow.
Now, Quad did not give them the energy they were expecting. And now she thought, okay, fine, I'm going to come at the reunion. Did you notice that Quad also did not try not to give her the energy too
Yeah, I did.
at the reunion? Like,
Mm-hmm.
she was like, baby girl, I'm not going to go there with you. I
Right.
went there with Simone. I went there with Toya. I went there with every other person. But with you, I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna look like, a lot of people, at the end of the day, if she had gone there, people would not see Sweet Tea as a bad person. People will come for Quad and be like, oh, the jealous ex. She's still jealous of Dr. G, this kind of thing. And that's,
Mm-hmm.
she was gone. And she noticed, did you notice how she changed up? Immediately she saw that Quad was not giving her the energy she was expecting. She kind of felt you will notice that she kind of felt like, man, what am I doing?
Yeah, but
What am I doing?
Heavenly was giving her all the business though. Like, why?
Oh, sweetie.
Yeah.
Oh, they've been going at it. Oh, I told you the other time that they've been going at it on social media, back and forth between the both of them.
Goodness gracious.
They've been heavy and heavy, like going at each other, saying the most, everybody, all of the two or both of them wants to say the most hurtful things to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They've been going at each other so badly. And you know why it was painful to her? And I think the reason why I feel like she feels more pain is because this is the same lady that scouted her to join the show. This is the same lady that befriended her to join the show. You know what it
Mm-hmm.
is? Somebody befriended you to join something, then you get to that place, the person abandoned you and literally, you know, start, eating you up, being like a viper, being like a wolf on you.
Right.
It's the worst thing ever. You would be like, if I had known, I wouldn't have taken, at that moment, how I feel, in my own opinion, guys, everybody watching, in my own opinion, I feel like the thing that was going on was, you know, she felt like Dr. Heavenly scouted her, joined the show. She felt like, okay, she will have Heavenly on her side and Heavenly not going to be on Quad's side. She felt like she would have those ladies all on her side and not on Quad's side. And now she found out that that was not what was going to happen. So she was literally shocked. And that pain, I think that's where she's coming from, the place of pain. Because I understand the betrayal. Somebody has to come up here. Because if Heavenly had not asked her to come up there, if Heavenly has not told her to come on the show, there's no way she would be on the show.
Right.
So I feel that yes, she feels betrayed. Like I trusted you. You get, I felt like you would be like a shield for me. I felt like you'd be like a protector to me. But at the end of the day, you weren't protecting me. You only brought me to give me or embarrass me.
Right.
But I don't understand why the both of them are going at each other. Still, I don't still
Oh,
understand.
um, what was all the pictures on Instagram and everything? What was all that about? If it wasn't friendship, I mean, I don't just randomly take pictures with people that I hang out with. You know what I'm saying? If we're friends, yeah, we can snap some pictures, for our
Yeah.
little memory. But, that's just like being on a job and saying, hey, it's lunchtime. We're in the lunchroom. Let's snap some pictures. you know, like, no, so yeah, Sweet Tea felt that Heavenly was there to um, introduce her to the ladies, and then that was her safe place,
Mm-hmm.
and Heavenly was like, nope, nobody told you about me, huh? I play dirty because she does, you know. So yeah, that was a big betrayal. And she just looked like she was just so hurt, you know, that Heavenly, she's nothing nice. With a beautiful name like Heavenly, you would think that she was more kinder. Like, where's her soft side? The only one she shows that to is her husband. Other than that,
Yeah.
she'll cut right through you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it was just sad to see that, because it seems like through all the episodes that Sweet Tea has been on there, they had just been talking about Quad in her face and then bring Quad around. And, you know, I've been in similar predictions and it's not a good feeling. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of felt bad for her, and see, I kind of understand why her mouth is the way it is, Sweet Tea. I understand why she be snapping, because you can only play with people so
Yeah.
much,
Yeah.
especially when you got them thinking it's one thing and then you switch the color to a different color.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting here thinking it's blue and actually it's black. It's midnight blue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, I just kind of felt bad for her, because she's the new kid on the block, her and Alicia. But you see how they treat them. I don't know if this is like an initiation, but they don't think highly of these women because they're the newbies. I guess they feel like they're the queens of the show. That it wouldn't be a show without them, you know.
Yeah.
So, boy, they're snotty. They're snotty. They are. And I mean Jackie Simone and Latoya. Oh, and Heavenly. Add her on there too. Yep, snotty, snotty, snotty.
Hmm. Yes. Man. And did you get that part when Quad was having the argument when because it was Quad wasn't really having an argument, she was trying to have a discussion. When Sweetie was kind of raging on at Quad, and the way Quad was trying to explain herself, that the thing was that a question was asked by her to her, and she said her response with everything that she has heard from this same group of women, not outside the group, the same group of women, what they said, and she judged with her own, those kind of things. Then she said, then Toya asked, I think there was I don't know what happened or what question was asked, and Toya was now like, well, why were you talking about her? And the way Toya The way Toya answered her, I love that Andy had to ask Toya that what is your problem is you have not been in Quad's shoes.
Right.
Like if Dr. Eugene divorces you tomorrow, probably, and he decides that he wants to bring his new wife on the show, how would you feel? You would not be happy. See, that response she gave was just a lie. There's nobody that's gonna be happy that you're seeing your ex bring his new. Well, even if I might not call it unhappiness, even if you've moved on, but you will still feel this kind of way. You're with his new wife, and you have to sit and watch them or sit and play house with them. So Toya was like, the response Toya gave was so funny to me, like, oh, if Eugene does that, I'll be there with a new man. And I'm pretty sure if Quad has brought a new man on that show, it will be another issue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
They
would
would
be.
have found a way to find that issue with the fact that she has a new man,
Mm-hmm.
or who this new man is, or what. They would have found a way to talk about it.
Oh yeah.
So Toya making that reference, like, oh, if Eugene does that, I would have been with a new man. I myself would have been sitting down with a new man. Wow, wow, wow. It's that response was so hypocritical. I'm not gonna lie. It was the most hypocritical answer that I have ever heard from Toya. I don't like even Sweetie herself. If anything should happen between her and Dr. G tomorrow, and Dr. G brings his new spouse on the show, and she's there, she she might not be sad, but she would not love to be in the same environment.
True.
And who knows, she might not even be as kind as Quad has been. So let all of us stop lying, because they always say we don't know where the shoe hurts because we are not the one wearing it.
That's
You
true.
only know where it's hot when you start wearing the shoe. So I cannot be seeing you from afar and be like, okay, I know where you're getting hot. I know where you're hot. No, until I come in and be in that same shoes that you are in, I then realize what it is. That's just it. Everybody there is trying to judge and be like this. But the truth is that most of us have not been in that situation before, and we don't know how we would react if it was us in that situation.
Right. That's true. Especially if it's a good man. Now if it's a not so good man, I'd be like, congratulations. But if it's a good man, and for some reason, things just didn't work out. No, I wouldn't want to be witness to that. I wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying I wouldn't be civil, but I wouldn't want to, nah. I got other things to do.
Yeah, exactly. Like it felt so surprising to me. And then they brought the husbands on the show, and they were talking about some things. They thought, what did you feel about Ken's? I think the only thing that really stood out for me during the husband this thing, they were asking some irrelevant questions. But the only thing that stood out for me when the husbands was there was when they talked about Ken, when he said women and men responsibility should be 51-49.
Yeah, I think he just seems like he was just talking just to hear his own voice sometimes, because he retracted on some of the things that he said, like, oh, I didn't mean, women have to be trained. You can't train a woman. Yeah, he kind of retracted. But one thing he didn't retract on was the bedroom part. That's all I want to say, you know. But yeah, I think he was just basically, by it being his first season on the show, he wanted to be, it seemed to me he wanted to be like all manly, beat my chest, you know.
Yeah.
And that's cool because his wife lets him do that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sure.
who is it for us to say how she wants to be loved? you know because the women, they just jump all over this subject, and she was trying to explain that, we're a team here. I do my part, he does his part.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm valued and I'm respected. you know but they always got something to say. And it's crazy because they marriages, they've been married a while, but they have gone through the trials and tribulations of being married, where sometimes you don't know if you're going to stay married. You know what I'm saying? And then you
Yeah.
got these younger couples, who are just venturing in it, and you have nothing positive to say. You know, it's like, oh, well,
Yeah.
he couldn't treat me like this. Hey, if that's the way it's been cool for them for however many years they've been together, if it's been cool for them, and that's how they've been running their marriage, why you got to put your 2 cents in it when you don't have a marriage that's free of chaos, and other women. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it just seemed like a bunch of haterade to me.
Yeah. Well, I'm really glad that they were able to clear that. I felt like the men shouldn't have even come on stage because what was their presence there for? Like, I really didn't get anything from them being on stage. I could have done with them not being on the stage, actually. I could have. Well, they came on the stage. But did you see the way that when we were talking about things and Dr. Jackie's husband just brushed over the cheating allegation?
Ye-
Him and Jackie's. I'm like, Jackie and her husband. Jackie preaches accountability, but her and her husband don't even take accountability. Oh my god!
Ooh,
Imagine you preaching accountability. They always say, practice what you preach. Isn't that? Practice what you preach.
yeah,
Yeah.
I found that kind of funny. You know, um,
The fact, but
they admit it to a certain point, but then they kind of drop it.
yeah.
But I thought it
Let's
was
be
kind of,
truthful.
yeah, I thought it was
What
kind of funny how
but what did Dr. Jackie and her husband literally bring to the show? They brought nothing. Let's be honest.
no, it's the same old storyline. And
They
she
did.
still hasn't healed from it. It's the same storyline.
And every other weekend is in the DR. Oh my god. Um, I think I don't know whether you go and check on YouTube. You know Buffy, right? You know Buffy.
No, I'm not familiar with Buffy.
Buffy. She was on their seat. She was a might. She was a mighty medicine.
Oh, yeah, 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 yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
yeah. Buffy and Buffy and what's her name? Maria actually did a recap of the
Mm,
reunion. Actually, I think if you go check, if you type of Buffy's name,
okay,
Miss her name on YouTube is Miss MS Buffy. I think the name will come up and you watch the video.
okay.
They literally you like there was a lot of gist going on there. Like they were I don't want to say it, but go watch it. There was a lot of things
Okay,
being
Miss
said.
Buffy, huh?
Yes, there was a
Okay.
lot of things being said allegedly about Dr. Jackie and Dr. and her husband.
Mm,
So if you will just go watch it,
okay.
they already say a lot of things about a lot of people, but that one really piqued my, my interest when they said that.
Oh
It
wow.
really piqued my interest. Yeah,
Well,
piqued my
I can't
interest.
wait to see it then.
Anyways, um, guys, thank you very much for joining us today on another recap of My to Messing On. And next week is going to be the finale, the grand finale of My to Medicine. Don't forget to join us next week for the finale of Mighty Medicine. And also join us later on, I think, in an hour's time. In an hour's time, right? In an hour's time. In an hour's time for the recap of RHOP. Join us then. Let's have a chat about RHOP. And also, we're going to be also discussing RHOP and Love of My DC because we couldn't talk about it yesterday. So we're going to be doing them together. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button down below. Don't forget to comment on the comment section what's your thoughts and opinion. See you guys later on.
All
Bye.
right.